Firstly, thank you so much, Aimee, again for sharing your time with us. It's really valuable to have you come along, and for people that might want to be looking at Dev Academy to be able to hear what it's really like from someone that's gone through it. So, thank you. What if we were to start at the start, what informed your decision to study at Dev Academy?
I was introduced to Dev Academy by a quite a senior person already working in the industry. Happened to be my uncle. Having that recommendation from someone who works with developers every day held quite a lot of weight. And he actually recommended it for his daughter, my cousin as well. We did the course together in the end. Um, so yeah, that was really the first I'd heard of it. But I was already thinking of changing careers from what I was doing. I wanted to change my life basically, and yeah, that's what I've done.
Cool.
What really
Yeah.
drew me to Dev Academy was the short turnaround. 17 weeks, you can change the whole trajectory of your career. I didn't want to study for 3 years to achieve that. So yeah, it was exactly the right fit for me with the human skills as well and learning such an amazing amount in such a short period of time. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely, lovely. What was your previous career? Do you mind me asking?
So I was working as an operations manager in a call center.
Right.
Um, I'd kind of reached the ceiling of where I could get there, and I was working with databases and with code and scripts in small amounts, and that was what I really enjoyed um, in that role. So yeah, I wanted to take it further and learn more about it.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, lovely. And what are you working on at the moment? What's your current mahi?
Yeah, so I've been working at an organization called M Supply for around a month now. They are a non-profit organization building open source logistics software for the healthcare system. So everything from the manufacturer through to it being prescribed out to a patient, and it's designed for a lot of the developing countries where they might not have reliable internet access or infrastructure. So with
Mm.
a lot of that in mind while building this application, it's really interesting.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Is it a big team, a small team? It sounds like a relatively small team. Is that right?
We've got about 20 developers across New Zealand and Nepal. Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's really cool. Oh, fantastic. Is it a New Zealand company or is it international?
It is started in Nepal by a New Zealander. So
Right.
kind of a split there, but yeah. It is New Zealand based mainly.
Yeah, lovely. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Um, and how are you applying the skills that you learned at Dev Academy in your current role?
I mean, just about everything is applicable. Everything from the communication, the workflows. One thing that really stood out was how the daily rhythm, the daily routine really translates over to the workplace. And I feel like I've been able to fit in quite well and quite easily, having already experienced those patterns. A lot of the tech stack that I'm using is also quite similar. So the front end is really similar, the back end is a little bit different, but I have learned how to learn really effectively, which is helping me pick everything up. Um, so yeah, that's been really cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's interesting. So you've actually have to have learnt a totally new language from scratch in this first month.
Yeah,
How's that gone?
it's really fun. I'm getting stuck into it. I think I started code on my third day at the job. Um, Started on the new language within a week. So yeah, just really digging deep and digging straight into it.
Awesome. Oh, well done. That sounds great. Um, and what was your greatest or most memorable learning during boot camp?
That's a tough one because there are so many. I think when when seeing data flow from the front end, so a user has submitted a form, seeing that complete all its way through the different layers back to the database or to the back end, and understanding how that worked, I had one of the facilitators work with me to draw that out on a diagram so that I could see it visually in front of me, which really helped. And when that clicked, that really clicked and that felt great.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Nice. What surprised you most about boot camp?
How much fun that we could have, even though it was so intense. Um, yeah, like you're working really hard for a lot of time during those weeks, but there's still meme wars and yeah, inside jokes within your group. So yeah, it makes it really fun as well.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely. And knowing what you know now after completing the boot camp, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give yourself?
Um, I think just believing in myself. Uh, you get out as much as you put in, or even you get out twice as much as what you put in. And so giving it my all, I yeah, I really took a lot out of that. So but believing in myself as much as I possibly could would be the best thing that I could have done or known at the beginning.
Yeah, cool. And do you have any advice, last advice for the folks on the call that might be thinking of doing or becoming a software developer or doing Dev Academy?
Yeah. I mean it's a big change. For me it was a big risk. I left a stable job to pursue this, but for me I got out so much and it was so worth it. So yeah, if you want to change your life then it's a good place.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Aimee. That's such yeah, such a beautiful story. I'm really glad you shared that. Does anyone have any specific questions for Aimee?
Yeah, I wanted to know what was your final project that you did at Dev Academy? For those on the call who aren't Dev Academy pilled yet, the way that it works is like you do like lots of little projects all throughout the time, but then in the final week of the boot camp, you do like one big long week long project, which is kind of like the sort of like final boss of the course. What was yours?
Yeah, so we created an app called Trip Hive. So I was in a group with three others, and basically, you know, when you go on a trip with some friends and you want to coordinate schedules, and this is your hotel booking or your bus reference, and you can book all these events into this essentially a shared calendar app, um, and have all that information kind of ready to go. Everyone's on the same page, and it takes that responsibility off the one person organizing and trying to like herd cats basically. So yeah, we got past our minimum viable product, so it was a working app within the scope of what we had, and yeah, that was pretty cool. Like it'd be great to actually use it sometime.
That's awesome. Mine was uh the idea I had this idea because my I needed like dental work done at the time, and so I had this idea for basically like Kickstarter or like GoFundMe, but for your teeth. So you'd like post on it being like, my teeth are really messed up. I need like $5,000 to fix my teeth, and then people could like donate money and into like a pot of money, and then you get your teeth fixed. But the thing, the way that it played out, which I really could have foreseen ahead of time, is that scrolling down a website, which is basically just like a feed of just endless, really messed up teeth, is like a fundamentally like unsettling website to look at. So it worked. The project came together, but it was quite a unnerving final product when you kind of really saw it come together.
What was the website called?
It was called Tooth and Pail, like when you're like out, you know, like begging with a pail, but a pun on tooth and nail.
Gotcha, like I
Yeah.
was just thinking an idea like that is begging for a good like pun name.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That was my first. I think I might have got the pun name first and then worked backwards from it.
Expected anything less.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Aimee. It's really great to have your story there.